This is a brief overview video to let you know how you can quickly provide Sage 100 users such as salespeople, customer service reps, company executives, and more access to critical customer and inventory information while working from home. iSales 100 by XK0 is a mobile salesperson app specifically built for Sage 100. And it's an application that you can have up and running in a matter of hours, not weeks or months. iSales 100 provides fast and easy ordering for companies who use Sage 100, as well as access to critical information about customers, open orders, open invoices, purchase history, items, pricing, warehouse availability, and more. iSales 100 follows all of your Sage 100 business rules out of the box. It's simple and intuitive to use, but it also contains powerful capabilities such as barcode scanning, mobile printing, and support for popular Sage 100 add-ons such as Avalara sales tax and credit card processing with Paya and APS. iSales 100 is an offline application, meaning that fast performance as you serve your customers, and then very fast, reliable synchronization directly back into Sage 100. So watch as, if you will, as I take a moment to review some customer account information as well as process a new order. So I'm in the mobile app itself, and I'm going to go ahead. I can search by customer name, but I'm going to go ahead and choose American Business Futures. And as you can see, I can view open orders, including detail information about orders and so on. As well, I can view open invoices. I can see aging information and so on. I've got integration to the application, access to addresses, phone numbers, ship to addresses, email addresses, and those kinds of things. And then perhaps, and probably most importantly, I have the ability to process an order. So I'm going to start a new transaction, and you can see that I would choose the applicable transaction type that I have access to. I could create new memos, so we integrate with the memos. We have flexibility depending on your permissions to choose which warehouse you're going to place an order from. So I'm going to go ahead in here, and I'm going to search for certain type of lamp items here. So I'm working in what we call a quick entry grid mode, if you will. So I go ahead and just enter a bunch of items into the order. I mentioned that we can integrate with card processors as well. So I'm doing a totals calculation in case there's any sales tax. And as soon as that calculation is done, I'm going to go ahead and choose my payment type. So if I'm being told to apply a credit card, then I have the ability to choose a credit card that's on file in Sage 100, or I can add a new card if I like. Once I add that new card, I'm going to go ahead and enter in the payment amount that we're applying to that particular transaction, and then I'll be done. We have tremendous amount of flexibility with this in terms of the features that are required, what each individual user has access to, and so on. And we'll talk a bit more about that in just a moment. So I go ahead, synchronize that transaction, and so now in an offline mode, I've gone ahead, created a new sales order for Sage 100, and immediately that order is back here in the sales order module. And we'll go ahead and pull that up. So there's the, looks like it's doing a credit check here. So there's the items that we just added to that order for those particular lamps. And here is the application of the credit card that's taken place. So anyone who participates in or has a stake in the sales process can benefit from iSales 100. So you can provide this application to outside sales reps, customer service reps, sales managers, owners, executives, people in various types of operational roles within the company who might need to inquire with or interact with customer activity or inventory. The next thing I want to talk about is creating a permission-based user experience. So one of the advantages of iSales 100 is that you set up all of the user permissions right within Sage 100. So as you'll see here, I've got a user set up called PZ, that's me. And you'll see for each user, you map them to a company code and a salesperson code, permissions about whether they can do price lookups, whether they see costs, and then you can apply filters on the customers that they have access to, the items that they have access to, the warehouses that they can have access to, as well as all of the different rules that apply for the transaction that they have permission to use. So just to give you, a bit of contrast on this, if I pull up another user here called ABF, you can see ABF would be, if I was going to have my customer themselves download the iSales application, in this case here, this customer would only see one customer account, American Business Futures, and they would have very restricted transaction permissions. In this case here, they could only create an order, and they have override ability of very few things, which means that we accept all of the defaults that they normally would have for that customer. In terms of installation and setup for iSales 100, it's a very fast and easy process, and there are really two primary parts. The first is that the module for Sage 100, that installs just like any other Sage 100 module, and that gives you that remote user maintenance to create all of those user permissions. And then there's a technical component, something called ASP.NET. Application is installed in your Sage 100 server environment, and what that does for you is it provides a secure connection for data sharing between Sage 100 and iSales. So whether it's your in-house IT people or your outsource IT people, we can very quickly coordinate the setup and install of that component on the server side. And then in terms of users themselves, the users can do one of two things to download the application. When you're ready to use iSales 100, you can go to the Apple App Store and you can search for iSales 100, and you can download that application directly from there. In terms of licensing, iSales 100 is licensed on a subscription basis. So there's a nominal upfront fee at the beginning to get you set up. And then iSales is priced based on a monthly subscription. There's no contract that's required. There's no minimum term. iSales 100 has unlimited user license, meaning that you can give it to every user in your organization that has access and permission to see customer or inventory activity. And you can also give it to end user customers as appropriate. The monthly price on the subscription for iSales 100 depends on the feature set that you require for your business, and you can find out all of that information on the XK0 website. We have a free trial, a free unlimited trial for iSales 100, which you can access in one of two places. You can access that from our website. We have a free sales app download with instructions for how to do that. So if you browse to this by simply going there from any Apple mobile device, you can do that. And then I also had mentioned before that we have the from the Apple App Store, so you can also go directly there from any Apple mobile device to obtain more information about getting your free download. To learn more about iSales 100, please visit our website. We're also happy to set up any personalized demo that you might like to have. So for any questions, any additional information that you think you might need, please feel free to reach out to us anytime at info@xkzero.com. That's info@xkzero.com. Thank you, and all the best to everybody.